Hey, Brent.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm excellent.
I'm very excited about this because I've just been doing a lot of research into GMB, so I'm really
cool.
excited.
So yeah, I'm kind of going to go over some stuff that I get a lot of questions about and how I set my sites up. So hopefully that will help. Please ask any questions. I'll see if I can help you.
I'd love to connect with you and maybe talk a little more about it sometime.
Absolutely.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, GMB Brent Bowser on Facebook.
GMB what?
GMB Brent Bowser, B-O-W-S-E-R. Okay. Just my name.
Okay, great.
If you go there and just send me a quick message, I'll gladly chat whenever you like.
Super.
GMB is kind of a crazy world right now. So before we get everybody on here, the warnings are out. The Google's doing an update this weekend, so don't change anything.
Oh, I just put a lot of changes through.
Well, did they verify?
I'm not sure. I have to go back and check.
Yeah, if it says pending, just leave it. Don't touch it.
Okay. No, they were just questions and answers I threw up.
It shouldn't be
and photos.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem.
The changes I made last week, in the beginning of the week.
Yeah, that should be okay. It's just
so
like big
what's happening?
Google's making a change apparently.
Yeah.
And again, it's the world of online, so
sure.
But I trust it more than I don't. You are now the host. Look at that. Hi, William. How are you, sir? I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, we hope you're feeling better, William.
I think William's a little having some trouble with his internet, so he's on his phone, I think. People are coming in, just admit them. Sure will. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm just kind of speaking away here. Yeah, he's on his phone, so he can hear me, so that's good.
Must be frustrating with all those internet problems.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a struggle in that industry, in this industry. Yeah. He seems to do okay though. Like live in paradise, and if you had to just give up with a few internet problems, like not a bad setup.
Have you been to the Philippines?
I have not. No, I see the pictures, and I hope someday we can go.
Yeah, it looks kind of awesome.
Mm-hmm. Give it a couple more minutes. We'll start at 8. A small little intimate group, which is always great.
Nice.
How are you doing, David? Are you going to be audio on or no? Where are you from, Wayne?
I live outside of Boston.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
How about you?
Just north of Toronto. Have you ever heard of Muskoka in Ontario?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of halfway in between Toronto and Muskoka.
A long time ago, I did some work in Mississauga.
Mississauga, yeah.
Yeah, Mississauga, yeah.
About 50 minutes from me.
Yeah.
It's our our COVID epicenter right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty
bad. Are you in lockdown there?
Total lockdown, like stay at home.
Is the area too locked down?
The whole province is.
So does that mean everything's closed?
No, it's just stay at home unless it's essential, and all the stores that are open are food only, and only 25% occupancy. It's pretty locked down. They just shut the flights in from India as well.
No, India's in bad shape.
Yeah, they had 304,000 cases yesterday.
All of a sudden, it just completely exploded.
Yeah, and new variants. So anyway, sorry, dude, to cut you off there, Wayne, but it's 8 o'clock, so we'll get started. Let me see. I'm just going to share my screen. I put to, let's see here. So I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Brent Bowser. A little bit about me. I am, my background is I have a 9-to-5. I work in the auto industry, so I do new model development for engines for one of the biggest car companies in the world. So this is definitely is a side hustle for me. I got into SEO, purely wanted to be a YouTube star and wanted a Lambo, you know, just like everybody else. But that found me a great group in the Viper Mastermind group, where I've learned a massive amount of time, amount of information and strategies in a very short time. And I will touch on the tools today with our group, but it won't be based around that at a whole. And then I'm best known now through Williams Group for my testing on GMBs with click-through manipulation through using the Viper tool. So today's topic, I'd like to just take a look at site navigation and setup and what I do and how that supports the GMBs that I use. And then what is working for me and who inspires me is William. William's done a lot for me. He's been a great friend and helped me through. You guys are super lucky to be in his group. Chase Reiner, I'm also in his group, another mastermind is brilliant, gives you some great stuff. If you haven't been watching him, he's a good guy to watch. Chris Palmer, like if you can get past Chris's back and forth and write down what he has to say and segment those sentences, probably the most brilliant GMB guy on the planet, in my opinion. And Brock Miser, who again is doing some stuff now that's just crazy good with GMBs. So great guys to watch. So this is a site that I use. Barrie is where I'm from, just a little north of Toronto. Small sites. I do rank and rent was kind of is where I got my SEO. I like to practice on my own stuff. So I really have a bad habit of trying to break stuff. So with my GMBs, with CTR, I'm trying to run a ton of traffic to stuff to try and see what works and what doesn't and what breaks it. So I can't use client sites. So I use my rank and rent sites. So this is just like typical site. You'll see a few differences and we'll go over those. But really the site setup for me is if you want GMB, there's 4 things that you really need to think about, in my opinion. And those 4 things, oh, we'll let some people in here, sorry. There we go. The 4 things that you really need to understand is proximity, traffic click-through rate, your GMB name, and your categories. And those are the things that are going to move your needle. So with my sites, I keep my business name, I keep the keyword and the service location. As you'll notice, if we look at that site again, it's Barrie Roof Repair. So I have roof repair, which is the kind of the niche or the keyword I'm looking for, and Barrie is the location. Why I do that is it keeps the GMB safe to a certain extent. My business license is the same name, so I can always I'm always putting out there somewhat what's in the terms. My site sizes are small. You'll see that going through. I don't try to make location pages and locate out. I just make different sites. I feel like they keep them faster, and changes for Google are easy to update. So my layout for my town would be one dead center, and then a site and a GMB for the small towns around. Again, that's to really work on proximity. One site for one GMB. It's more work, but for me, I feel like I get more better results. And then going right to top navigation for sites, you know, everybody uses home on their navigation. This is the navigation we looked at the site. Everybody uses home. I don't know anyone that's ever searched the term home. So on that alone, I just won't use it. So I use my business name as my landing page or my home page. And then I use whatever my GMB category is for here with my geolocator. So then really what I'm trying to do is, I'm going to talk a little bit later about it, but I'm trying to mirror my site against my GMB. So this is my primary GMB category plus location. Contact us is obviously the same. And then my about page, I try and get a keyword in there the best way I can. And then I use more landing pages than site pages. And I'll explain that in a second. So as we go into the main category, my subcategories in my GMB, roof replacement, roofing shingles, and gutters. These are the only one. There's lots of new information out there right now that says stuffing your GMB categories is not successful. You're going to move the needle more with less and be more targeted. So I use 3. Obviously, I want to rank for all the terms that are coming up. So I use landing pages versus navigational pages. And then I build authority to them, run them back to this page. And then on my GMB, I would do the exact same. I set these up as the categories, and then I mirror the service and the product pages under that same kind of, so you're trying to build a silo. If you build silos on your site, then you build a silo on your GMB. So tools that I use for GMB optimization, I don't know if everyone's using Surfer Local. It's a part of Surfer SEO. It's free now. I think it's going to be paid by the end of the month or the next month or something like that, but does great audits. So you can audit your competitors. And then how I use that is, I do those audits, and then I use all the stuff that comes up in their service areas, their sections, whatever they're using. I use those keywords in my posts, and that just gives me my relevance for each area that I'm trying to cover with landing pages. And then I use GMB Crush. It gives you every category in your area, the people that are using the categories. And again, that's a number one of the number one ranking strategies. Sorry. So those categories, you want to make sure that you're with the rest of the group. You don't want to be out on your own. And then the next big thing for GMB Crush is giving you post frequency. So you can find out what your competitors are doing and just do it a little bit better. So also GMB Crush is a free tool as well. And then this overall for me is just some rankings that I've got on this current site. These dots are GMB rankings, where they were on March 26th and now April 24th. So it's staying very strong. They don't move. There is a lot more, obviously, with landing pages. And this comes from SEMrush, which is a tool I use to follow my rankings. So that's kind of just the stuff I put together as a quick overview of how I do it. And then I was hoping that we could just open it up to questions. There's been lots of questions in my Facebook, so hopefully we can get some more here. Does anyone have anything they'd like to ask?
I have like a million questions, but I'm going to wait till everyone else theirs first.
Okay. Quiet group. Who's got a niche that we can talk about? You know what? So you guys really, if you want to do something super cool with your GMBs, take a look at, like, follow Locksmith. Everybody knows it's super spammed out, but if you want to see how they're doing mirroring or stacking, that's where to do it. The product page, the navigation from the website is the same as the service page, and then there's a product page underneath it, and just makes this big silo through both the site and through the GMB. And that just lines everything up, and all your information then can be collected. It gets collected into the Google Search Console, and then you can get the analytics, and you can really start to optimize by data to try and help your site. How do you build your stacks? By hand, VA, or yeah, I do everything by hand personally on my stuff. Yeah.
Well, are we allowed to ask questions about the CTR stuff? Because
yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm not, because I think this is the GMB class and the CTR. might have
Yeah,
been
that's okay. That's okay. Sorry, I didn't put a whole ton of stuff together for tonight. Yeah, we can definitely talk about CTR. So CTR obviously is click through manipulation. And
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why I build my sites the way I do, because I know that I'm going to get traffic. So I can set them up super, like I'm not trying to collect a whole bunch of traffic to try and build my site. I know I have that at hand. And because I have that at hand, I can be targeted, like super niche specific and targeted to the keyword that I'm trying to get leads on.
Cool. Can you go through, like, say you're gonna, like, okay, so if you're gonna run a campaign on, say, GMB Viper, and then you're also gonna run a campaign on the Traffic Viper to the same client, how are you figuring out, like say there's 1,000 searches per month for the keyword that you're going after?
Yeah.
And you're gonna run a campaign, so you're gonna do 20%, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna do, so would that be 10% from GMB Viper and 10% from the Traffic Viper?
No, I've been personally, I go and take the biggest competitor for so it depends on what you're trying to do. So your GMB Viper is going to go through and click on your GMB and go through the GMB itself. So your GMB traffic, you need to be fairly, the 20% rule seems to be fairly accurate.
For the GMB?
Yeah. And then
Okay.
for Google, I use it to go usually from outside of my GMB, either through my site, through or through one of my citations to get to my GMB.
Okay.
So in my mind, those two are not the same traffic source. So I'm not combining those together. So 20% and 20% is a safe bet.
Okay. And then for, say, the Traffic Viper, are you using the other traffic, like the direct traffic tools, like where you can go to Twitter and all the other properties? Are you doing those as well?
I'm not. I do it manually just because that's the way I've always started. It's in my workflow. So if I have a Twitter moment, then I'll run Google traffic to it. If I have a YouTube, then I drive direct YouTube traffic to the YouTube channel, to the share link, and then the click through to that to my GMB, and then or traffic or driving directions or whatever you're trying to get, or pictures or whatever it is that you're trying to increase on your GMB.
Okay. But then if you're also running like the YouTube Viper, then for the same keyword, and it's 1,000 month keyword, are you also doing like another 20% through that, or?
So YouTube, to me, it's different. So I don't look at any of the metrics for the YouTube. The whole purpose of YouTube is to try and get the most possible views. So for it, I'll just like go 200 a day for 3 days, because I've added something new on my group. My audience is obviously going to check out my stuff, so it's going to get a bigger bump in views for some short period of time. So I throw a lot of views at any video citation that I do.
Okay, so say the keyword was 1,000 searches a month, then how many views would you throw at YouTube?
I don't even look at how many. I just know that if you go too many views with the tool, then you end up overrunning the either the proxies, and they don't stick, which doesn't help you. So the only reason I don't go bigger with the YouTube is because of the tool, some limitations of the tool. As the tool grows, that limitation will go down, and I'll start to run more traffic to my YouTube videos. Like there's guys getting millions of views on a YouTube, right?
Right. Where are you from in Canada?
Just north of Toronto, in between Toronto and Muskoka, a place called Barrie.
Nice. I'm from Edmonton.
Oh, nice. I've been out there, skied there quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Scottsdale, Arizona, but I'm still Canadian citizen.
That's a change right there.
So would you mind actually, like, could you run a campaign? Like, say we wanted to, could we just pick like some random, whatever, like You know,
Yeah,
let's.
I would love to. I'm not on the right computer.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't have it set up on this PC, but I could walk you through it if you want.
What? I wouldn't mind, but I don't want to disrupt anyone else. And we got a bunch of people here, so I don't want to just take over the whole hour, unless everyone else doesn't care.
I'm good with it. Please do. If my vote out of the 8 people count.
Of course it does. It's like Google. It's a democracy. Everyone's trying to get all the votes.
I love it. I love it.
What Google is. Google's one of two things. It's either democracy. All you Americans here would love that. Or it's the prom queen and king, and it's looking for everybody to point at it and say they're the coolest. That's the way you gotta look at. That's the way you gotta look at your site.
A couple other questions on the CTR stuff. So like, if you're going like what, like say you have a plastic surgeon or something who has, you know, there's hundreds and hundreds of different keywords in different areas. So, you know, how many are you going to target at a time? Like all of them or just a few of them?
So me personally, I believe that if you're not getting traffic naturally from a keyword, then don't send traffic to it. You didn't magically get traffic. It just doesn't happen. Google knows what you have.
Right.
So I pick all my words, my keywords from either the Google Search Console or Analytics or from the GMB itself. And once you get the ones that you want to boost, or you're the closest, if you're talking GMB, the closest to the 3-pack, then use those and then run, but make sure you have supporting information on your website because they work together. They're unfortunately with a lot of people that have come into the Viper tool, they think that, well, I can just hammer it with this GMB tool. And I just had a discussion yesterday with someone in my area that just blew up their GMB. They were kind of 4th, 5th, and then now they can't be seen because they were throwing a reasonable amount of traffic, 20%, you know, trying to play with that rule of thumb, but to words that weren't on the website anywhere, or weren't in the GMB post or anything. So no matter what we talk about here, we still need to understand that actual optimization, actual SEO is still the name of the game. Just proximity and traffic become big things on your GMB because that's how it works. So you need to be super focused on what's your site is ranking for and what your GMB is doing, and then use the manipulation, just like, I don't want to offend anyone here, but just like Trump did, or just like Biden did, whoever fixed the last election, that's what we're doing. We're fixing an election. So we have to know that we have someone to fix it for. If we don't have someone to fix it for, then where are all these votes going for? They end up doing nothing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So to answer your original question is I'll do a campaign that is going to be the best moneymaker for me, and I can tell that by, you know, search volume and by the cost per click. Cost per click is kind of what I use to target the keywords that I want, because if someone's paying for them, they're usually smarter than me. So if they're willing to pay for it and they're in the industry and I'm not, that's the go for me.
But would you target, like, say, okay, same thing, plastic surgery niche. So then would you target how many, like, so like mommy makeover would be a term, tummy tuck, rhinoplasty, breast augmentation. Would you target them all at the same time or do them one by one?
I would try and, so again, I like YouTube. So I would probably try and do something that had a lot of those keywords in it. So I don't know if you saw the last time I was on here, I showed kind of how I titled my YouTube channels, and I'll use 2 keywords broken up with a vertical space, and then put the URL without the HTTP on the front of it as my name on my YouTube channel. And then those 3 things are what I use in the campaign as the keywords for search.
Yeah, I saw you last time. That's the whole reason I'm here on a Friday night, is because I was like, you were coming on. I was like, you're coming on. I'm showing up.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But yeah, so again, this is not a perfect science by any means. I wish I could tell you do this and it would work. I mean, we're all going to tell you what we've done, you know, whoever's willing to talk about it, and the testing and some results that kind of get people excited. I also like driving directions. I think more and more, if you watch YouTube, you know, anyone in kind of in this vertical, a lot of people are talking about driving directions. So that's another setup that I like to do.
What percentage are you throwing to the driving directions?
I use, so driving directions is a totally different thing because it's not about a search. There's no search volume for driving directions. So you have to see how many people are going to that business. But now you're talking about mobile, somebody driving. So if you look at like Holly Stark or someone, you know, all these people that did it before the Viper tools or, you know, or CTR Booster, and they're running around with phones, they're literally doing hundreds. Like they're just doing it nonstop until their proxies are either burnt out or being used again. So for me, I'll just run, I would run, you know, 50 or 60 over a month.
Okay. Okay, but if you're doing driving directions, you're going to pick how many competitors to do the driving directions from?
I always do top 3. In my mind, there's no sense to do anything that's not in the 3-pack.
And then you're running 3 from those businesses to your business.
Yeah.
At 50 per search. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And then actually, I brought up Brock's name. If you go check out his latest video, he just did this cool hack. Not giving full credit for it. Wish I would have thought of it first. But he's using near me in his URL structure. So you get your name, especially if it's keyword specific, and then you have this near me, and then your service. So it's brilliant. So if anyone, I just built a site earlier this week, and I'm trying to use it. So I'll let you guys know if anyone's interested. I'll let you know how it goes.
So he bought Matt Boley's course then, because that was
is that from
specifically what Matt Boley was teaching. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I heard it from him. It was brilliant. It's so cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
How is he using the near me?
He uses it in his linking structure. So you have your name, / near me / service.
Oh.
So he's got a video.
Is he using it in his H1 too?
I don't think so, because
for like a location.
He would use the way I did it is I did the URL, and then I did the H1 without the near me, and then I did the meta description with near me, and then the content with near me in it.
Interesting.
So I didn't see his all the way through. I just saw the URL structure. So that was that in my mind, that's how it would work. But it's a good watch.
So you don't have the ability to share your screen?
I don't. No, I can show just like a presentation, but I don't have
Gotcha.
Viper.
Like I'd love to show mine. I just don't want to do it like live with all, because people.
No,
I don't want to like
fair.
reveal my clients in front of a bunch of people. You know.
Totally understand. We can do it anytime you want offline.
That'd be awesome. I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Just get me on Facebook and send me a message. We can do it.
Okay. Thanks.
So
I do enjoy helping as much as I can.
Brent, do you have a computer dedicated to Viper? Is that what it is?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that necessary?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No, it's not. I leave it running 24/7. And the one I'm on right now is my work computer, so I don't put it on this one. I don't know, they'd be very happy with me with that.
I have Viper just on my laptop, and I'm traveling the US for the next 9 months. So that's how I'm using Viper.
Cool. That's awesome. Make sure you're using residential IPs.
Yeah, I don't have it on VPS. It's on my actual laptop.
Yeah, but hotels probably won't work real well.
Right now, my wife's dad, and we're staying in like Airbnbs and stuff.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's all good. As long as it's residential, you'll be no problem.
By the way, does Viper work if you're not running the actual Hydra tool?
It does not.
Like you can't get the searches unless you also have the Hydra going. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a crowd search. Like it's a, you help me, I help you. Crowdfunding.
Right.
So they'll show up. Some views will show up. They won't stick, and they won't be in your, like they'll show up on the Viper statistics because it's trying to view, but because the Hydra's not running, they don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Good morning. Yeah, so I'd like to show you some stacks too. I don't, unfortunately, I can't. Anyone else have anything they want to know about Viper or GMBs? Before I talk, so big chatter on Facebook right now is that Google's doing an update over the weekend. So it would be best to leave your GMBs alone, is the word on the street. So you can believe that or not believe that, that's up to you. But I will not be touching mine.
You won't be running Viper towards them?
Pardon me?
You mean you won't run Viper on
No,
the
I
GMB?
won't. Yeah, I'll run Viper. I just won't make any edits.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
No name changes, no category changes, no phone number changes, no website changes.
But still, like I have some things scheduled to post, like photos and a post.
Should be no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think it's just edits. Usually,
Just the edits.
yeah, usually just edits. I just don't want anyone. And if it's a legitimate GMB with a brick and mortar,
It is.
probably won't be the same problem as something that's been developed.
Gotcha. Nah, it's brick and mortar, but
Not that anyone here is developing GMBs. So, I don't want
right.
So
right.
aside from Viper tools and traffic, how are you ranking GMBs?
So that's really my strategy. Other than I use Surfer SEO for all my content. If you haven't checked out Convert AI, Surfer just did an integration with it, so now they're together, which is super crazy. So now you have the best of Surfer, and it cleans it right up with AI. So it's fast, but big content, hard, like good content. Reverse engineering my competitors in the area to make sure that I have the same information plus alpha, and like I said, a lot of landing pages and not too much navigation.
What do you mean by a lot of landing pages but not too much navigation?
So if I try to keep service, your GMB now is saying that the testing out there is saying that GMB, you should only have a couple of categories, no more than 4. So I do the same thing on my website. I have just the 4 categories, but obviously I'm looking for more keywords. So then I make those landing pages driving linked to my homepage, but I don't put them in the navigation.
So they're orphan pages?
Sorry?
So those would show up as errors on Ahrefs as orphan pages then?
No, because they're in your landing. They're just not in the navigation. They would just show up as a landing page. And actually, I shouldn't say that like that because I don't use Ahrefs, so I shouldn't say that. Well, if SEMrush, it just shows up as a page.
Okay.
And you say you still, with your landing pages, do you have a link to the home page on the landing page, but no link from any other page to the landing page? Is that correct?
Right. So yeah, so for my landing page, as I go through my landing page, the first time that I say anything on any of my landing pages, I link to the landing page, telling Google that this is not the most important page for this term. This landing page over here is. And then from my landing page, whenever I have the name, then I link it back to the home page. And the header and the footer are the same on all my landing pages. They are on my site. So if you just picked a keyword and you didn't look through the navigation, you'd never know that they weren't the same site.
How are you going to getting to the landing page from a GMB post or something?
usually through Google, through video. I'll just put use the Google Viper to get to the video itself, and then in the description I'll have the landing page URL.
Which is not okay. Which isn't the main page of the website. Interesting.
That's right. Yeah.
And why are you doing that instead of the main page of the website?
Because I'm trying to build that authority for that term, and as I build authority for that term, and it links with a do follow link back to my site, then it's the same thing. It pushes the relevance. It's not a backlink per se, but it still pushes relevancy back to the main website.
And then is your landing page linking to the main category page or just the home page?
Just depending on what it is. It basically works as supporting content. So if I have an H2 header on one of my service pages, then I'll link back to, if I have a whole page based on that H2 tag as supporting content, then I'll link to that page, the service page.
Okay.
Huh.
So would the video be a content video on that service, or is that
It can be. Yeah, I like to use videos on my GMB.
videos on your GMB?
Yeah.
So would they be like product discussion videos, or what kind of videos would they be?
I use Vidnami, and I use Surfer SEO for whatever term I'm trying to get, and I make a video out of those two,
Got it.
and I put it on the GMB, and then I run traffic to it.
Yeah, Chase did a good job on that just now with the Vidnami and Conversionly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Chase's group too.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I've been doing that for a long time.
Really?
And yeah. Now with Convert AI and Surfer together and Vidnami, I didn't have that option until now, which is super nice. But easy way to put out videos. I don't know if, again, it's not about talking about tools, and I don't have an affiliate with any of these things, but Vidnami now puts out 30 videos. Like they'll do 30, I don't know much about it, but if you want to look it up, it'll give you 30 videos on a topic. Like, it's crazy.
So do you have a specific length of a video that you have been having success with?
I use, everything is over 3, less than 5. And those are, YouTube likes longer videos, so they don't want to be 30 seconds. So and then the other one is I want to run them through Viper as fast as I can, so I don't want them to be any longer than 5.
And you upload directly to your videos. That is, are you saying you upload them to your YouTube channel and then link to them in your GMB?
Or but you can add a video to your GMB as well.
So, but when you're running your Vipers, so are you?
No, I have multiple channels, and then I just do video citations from all my different channels.
You just a G all the way around the boards. Okay, I see what's going on. All right.
Yeah, and then the other thing that we haven't really talked about is I'm a big fan of Tumblr. So every time I make a video, it gets fired out on a ton of Tumblrs, and then I share within my Tumblrs, and that gives me social shares.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and spring for Michael Bowles, the Platinum group, because I'm just on the regular Hydra Viper, so I'm going for the Platinum.
Come on, join.
Yeah,
we're always looking for new people.
That's what I got. It's awesome. You can run 30 campaigns.
That's great.
See, so I just sent him an email because he sent it to me like, I guess about an hour ago, and sent him an email. I was like, man, I just paid for the Hydra like 4 days ago. Can I pay the difference for the first month? But his automatic responder came on that, he doesn't respond to messages.
I can't speak for Michael, but he's a pretty fair guy.
Yeah.
Really fair. I know there's struggles with the tool because it's constantly being fixed, but he does fix it, which is super awesome.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not here to sell the Platinum group, but we had a Platinum meeting a month ago that went 5 hours.
Wow.
Like it, and it's like the video gets turned off and then everyone just starts throwing it out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm in. Count me in. I'm in. Even if I lose the 200, I'm in. Like, yeah, this is like the best stuff ever. I'm in Chase Rayner's group as well.
Great guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. And but yeah, you guys have just, opened my eyes. I mean, going through the semantic mastery course, but then you're missing something. And then you're missing a little something in this fill the
I'm
gap.
going to say something. I'm sure William's listening here, but all of the people that are willing to talk and teach and do everything are not going to give you 100%. Right? First, the audience can't take it in because they haven't physically done it.
Right.
But you can't give it all away either, or no one comes back. So
Right.
In my mind, the real key is to get in as many as you can and hope that everybody's 90 is a little different and you get that extra 10 on the side.
That's and that's
my
what
plan.
I'm banking on. That's what I'm banking on. That's why, I mean, I've just joined everybody and it's just like, now I'm seeing it like, okay, because I've been doing this for years and I'm like, but nothing's really just consistently taken off. It's like you got a winner here, you do the same thing with another one and it doesn't always work out because it's a different industry. And I'm like, okay, but now we got a method to the madness.
Yeah, so we're playing around with some stuff too, and I learned something pretty crazy. Like your Gmail account, like there's levels of Gmail accounts. So if you have a Gmail account that's just getting tons of socials, it's not spam, but just stuff, it doesn't hold the same weight if you had one that had just got great information all the time.
Right.
So that means Google's checking out everything. And then I think I told it to this group the last time I was here to solidify that fact is that I had a GMB and it was manufactured, and the person that had the original, they closed their business. That's how it worked out, and they got their business back up again. So they wanted their GMB location back. So the GMB took it back. Well, all of their new things from before, it was a Taekwondo studio, and it all started popping up on my Google Search Console. So it's all attached. So if you're not playing the game all the way around with all the Google, with all the Google entities and all of their properties and what they offer, they know.
Yeah, you really do have to, like, to your point. So if you're going to use a free Gmail account, it needs to be something that's getting real email. And if not, then you need to go ahead and spring for the $6 a month and pay for the G Suite account. It's because they know that, but they're not going to penalize themselves if you're paying for the G Suite account. You got to pay for that.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Brent, William just said some people are waiting to get into the meeting. If you can let them in.
Yeah. I'm such a rookie at all this. I apologize. I don't even know where to go. No one's in my thing here to say go. There's no one waiting.
Okay, I'll let them know.
Unless, or I just don't know how to do it. One or the other. No, there's nothing. All you guys popped up and said, admit. There's nothing going on here. Yeah, so is there anything else we want to talk about? We're kind of all over the map here. I apologize.
So the best way to rank at GMB, it sounds like, is through YouTube, is what you're telling me.
I can't speak for all the other people that are ranking GMBs, but I can certainly speak for myself. It's done the most. I've got the most benefit from it.
Nice. I don't use YouTube nearly enough. So the video program you're using is Vidnami?
Vidnami, yeah.
Vidnami, okay.
Yeah.
And they got a discount going on right now. I think it's like 35% off or something like that.
Can you share the link in the chat, Johnny?
Sure, we'll do.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a great program, and it's always up. They do a lot of work. There's a lot of updates to it. William let them all in. That's why. Thank you, William. Is there any other questions that anyone's got? Can discuss.
Dr. Anthony here, and I'd like to welcome
I thought someone was on there, but
My fault. Sorry about that. I'm
Oh, no problem.
trying to grab the link and
oh yeah,
the video started playing.
yeah. So someone just asked, Gareth. Yeah, it's recorded.
Any other way to get in touch with Michael over the weekends, or is he just like totally off grid?
No, he's always around. He never goes off the grid.
Okay.
If you friend me, and I can send him a Skype message for you.
Okay. He said send it how to you?
Just friend me on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
GMB Brent Bowser.
Okay. I'll do that.
I'll see if I can get a hold of him for you. You'll have to go through the screening process, but
Right.
John, are you still looking for that link for the discount of Vietnam?
Yeah, I'll have it in just a second.
yeah, everyone's excited about it.
Yeah, here it goes. Got it. Got it. There we go. There you go.
Thank you.
Reveal. Have you got anything to say? You're just always there and taking it all in.
Yeah. I mean, I really appreciate the shares, man, Brent, and this is just good stuff. And
Awesome. I'm
I'm
glad.
trying to get more active myself. I got a little bit of knowledge. William has definitely brought me up to speed with his master class, and I'm like, okay,
Brilliant, right?
yeah. You put a little bit together from
great.
Chris Palmer. I bought some Chris Palmer stuff, and like I said, with the semantic mastery, then getting in here with this group, and I'm just like, okay, now I'm seeing, like you said, 90% everywhere. But I think William and Michael, it's 100%. You get everything.
Yeah, there's some stuff in there it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
We can't talk about our it's Fight Club.
Yeah,
Can't talk
Fight
about
Club. I like that.
I wish it didn't have to be so secretive, but the problem is that when you find something that works, people jump on it and do it halfway.
Right.
And
for
unfortunately,
everybody.
they just break stuff.
Yeah.
In no disrespect to anyone, I don't mean that, but it's just you find a workflow. Earlier in this conversation, we talked about some new items that were added to Viper, and I just don't use them because they're not in my workflow. So it's not that they're not good. I just haven't tested them in my workflow to see if I get the same thing. And I know what I'm doing is working, so why change? If it slows down, then I'll change. But I do really see I see the benefit in the Twitter moments. Twitter moments, they hold a ton of power.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know enough about it. I know they hold a ton of power. It's the same as with Tumblr. That's why I love Tumblr, because that description link in Tumblr is a do follow link. So you scrape Tumblrs, you find high DA, high PA, high TF, and you put a direct link to your site. You find some super high Tumblrs that are, really spammy. You put them three down in the chain, and by the time they get to your site, the spam core doesn't count. Doesn't matter. Doesn't count.
Right.
So and you can share. You can share within yourself. So then you're getting social shares. So
Right.
I know that's a big reason. And again, I can run traffic to the Tumblr that I put my newest video on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting traffic to Tumblr, to YouTube, to the actual site, to my GMB. It's all getting a little bit of traffic, meaning that it's doing well across the web, and that's really what you're after. It's why we do citations. It's why we do everything that we do. Web 2.0s. It's about reach and trying to get broad reach.
Yeah, I know. I just thanks to William, I just picked up stacking magic and the GMB Genius. I got them both because I'm building out a drive stack, but then it's like, okay, how do I scale? How do I, with every idea that I have, how can I quickly get it out there? But it has to be built right. You got to put the work in. Otherwise you're driving traffic to like nothing. So
Yeah,
like you said
William's
earlier.
stacks are fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, really impressed with everything William does.
Yeah.
Wish he
He's
could.
aggregating some good stuff.
Oh, he's gone up to host status now, so he's about to yell at me, I'm sure. Here.
Brent, do you have a course?
I don't have a course. I am in the process of making one.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm still in that point in my life where I'm not sure that what I say is truly working all over. So I'm still trying to figure that all out. But I've done a bunch of testing. I have some good results. So
Mhm.
those will be the course. Those will be what I do.
Nice.
Well, that's where you have your groups, right? Because you can put the course out there, and then you can, with the disclaimer to let everyone know, you got to be active in the group because it's going to take some tweaking. Everything is a little different.
That's right.
Right.
Hey, Gareth, how are you? Can't hear you, man.
Gareth, you're on mute.
You're on mute, man.
Hi, Brent. How you going?
Oh, excellent. How are you?
Yeah, very well. I'm one of those guys who couldn't get let in, so I did join a bit late.
I'm a rookie, man. Sorry, that's my bad.
No, that's
I'm a
okay.
rookie.
Cool. Thanks. I suppose you're dropping bombs tonight too, are you?
Oh yeah,
Just
you got it in.
just talking with a few people that I met today, yesterday, and
Yeah.
hopefully us as a team can all make it better. That's as corny
Yeah.
as that sound. That's really how I feel.
No, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
I wish I could watch more videos. If I
Yeah,
could watch more videos, then I could learn more, and then we could all, talk about that.
yeah. But I mean, I think it's also about executing. I mean, you can watch these videos all day long, but you've got to execute as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's a
you-
whole different course.
Yeah. Speak of Michael, I must have talked him up. He just sent me a response to the email. So unless you
Nah.
pinged him for me, Brent.
No, I didn't. I won't take any credit for that.
Okay. Good.
So is there anything else we're kind of just chatting away, which is super fun for me. I hope it's fun for everyone else.
Yeah, this is great.
It's not a normal William well laid out hour. I'm sorry, but that's what I got. If you manage to get into 3-pack, how do you stay there? So great. If you get there and the content is solid and you pick the right keyword, let me back up. If we're using CTR to get to the 3-pack and you picked a word that was in your Google Search Console, but you really weren't getting any traffic to it, then you're going to get into the 3-pack and then drop the CTR off, and then there's nothing there, and you're just going to drop out. So you need to, that's when you get into your research about what keywords to use, and then how much traffic. And then once you get it there, you need to start playing with is it going to drop out? Take the traffic away. Is it going to drop out? And if it does, then you need to change the keyword or try to optimize the page a little better. I hope that answers the question. If I drop out and I need it real quick, I fired a bunch of traffic at it and it pops back up, and that always gets calls. And when you get calls, then it stays.
Have you been successful at getting, the people that keyword stuff the business name like over and over and over again, and then you go in and report them, and then 5 minutes later they're back?
Yep.
And Google's like, how do you get rid of those people for good? I mean, I've tried to use the redressal form, I've reported them, and it's like every 5 minutes they come back.
So I don't have a good opinion. I think that there's so many people that don't understand the power of GMB that the few that do are going to overrun it, right? It's a pure moneymaker. Like there's, again, a rumor, talk or whatever, but there's people with thousands of GMBs. And those are those people, right?
Right.
So as a brick and mortar business, I completely understand the frustration. But if they've got that many, I guess my viewpoint on it is, if they've got that many, can they really manage them? And if they can't, then there's tons of opportunity for you to just be better. Be it with some click-through manipulation, better content, better posting schedule, better pictures, optimize your pictures. Don't leave any of the little things out, and do all of the things that, listen to all these guys, Brock and Chris and you know, William, like everybody that's telling you what's going on is going on. And Chris brought it up really, really well in a video not too long ago. And I said it earlier today, is go look at the spammiest ones. Go model yourself off a locksmith. If you're in the top 3 in locksmith, you know what you're doing, because no one else can even get one, let alone rank it.
Right, but it can also be tough when, like, you know, the spam listing is like personal injury lawyer Los Angeles is their business name, and you can't do that with your client because, you know, it's not your client's business name, and then you try to add it, and then Google's like suspends you because you keyword stuffed your business name.
Yeah. So again, white hat, black hat. I'm going to put my disclaimer out like I always do. If you've built one link, you're black hat. Please don't tell me any different, because that's the truth. So that being said, we're now all black hat, and if you can't beat them, you join them. So then your new service is to build a GMB very near proximity to theirs, or the one that's beating you out, and then you optimize that name. It's a strategy. It can work, and it doesn't touch your client's entity, and it'll have no ill effect on your client.
Right. So you just get like a call fire number and forward it.
I use Twilio personally, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I completely understand that's not the ultimate answer, because it's wrong. I can agree with that. But I don't know if you're going to beat it. Anything else? I hope I didn't leave anyone else out there. I keep looking now. I'm all in a panic.
No. I think what you just shared was good, because I have Twilio as well. Just started using Sonatel. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that. Sonatel is pretty cheap. And I found it to be a little cheaper than Twilio for some things. But,
Johnny, I'm telling you, the only person that has more tools than you is my partner, Mark Molino. You got them all, man.
Hey, I've been digging around for the last year, just trying to, like I said, fill that gap. Like there's something, like I'm missing something.
You're standing on stacks. I want your business.
Yeah, and I just joined the platinum group, so I'll see you in there in the back room.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congrats.
Good stuff.
That'll be fun.
A quick question. Do you have more success with, just say you've got electrical business, or not a service business, like an electrician, a plumber,
yeah,
but they've got no location.
Yeah.
Which one, is it harder to make the service business rank higher than one with a physical location?
So I have one of each. Again, I can't speak for the masses. I can only speak for myself. I have one of each, and they both make decent money. They're both bringing in calls. They're both doing what they're supposed to do. Some of the strategies are different. I still use the driving directions. The GMB still has the address in there, just doesn't show it to public, but it's still in there. So, the service area just means that that the public doesn't see the address. So that I don't have the data or that my driving direction strategy is the one that's making that work, but I'm afraid to take it away. I mean, I guess I could, but why would you? It's working. And then I don't do anything other than add citations, video citations, and the stuff that we've talked about, put it on my Tumblr ring. I hope that answered your question. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it does, personally.
Okay. And another question, and suburbs might be slightly different to something in the States, but I'm in sort of Melbourne. I'll give in Australia. There's a state called Victoria. Victoria or Sydney. most people maybe might say, think of Bondi as a suburb within Sydney.
Yep.
I suppose the question is, for service pages or location pages, would you build out a page for every suburb as well?
So yeah, I think if you talk to William, that's his strategy. He does great location pages, and there's some strategies of how to build those out that will give you more move the needle more. Me personally, I build a site for everyone with a GMB.
Right, for every suburb. Yeah.
Yeah. My strategy before was to build a site for the middle and then try and get 5 GMBs. To the question earlier, that probably isn't the best thing to do or whatever, but now I make them name specific site for the GMB name specific site. It brands better together, and I'm more targeted for that area.
Okay.
And then they all just have Twilio numbers that go back to my client. So, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right. I'd like to thank everybody.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Welcome. I'm glad to see you being a platinum. That'll be super fun.
Yeah.
And again, if anyone, well, 100 plus people are trying to get into that. Yeah. So if anyone wants any more information, or if there's anything I said that didn't make sense, please just hit me up on Facebook. I'm more than willing to talk, get on a call, or do whatever. Yeah, and I don't have anything to sell, so it's all free.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for your
Well,
time,
if there's
Brent.
anything that we can do for you, if you need I don't know, a comment here or there, or
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if anyone does that, but I do that a lot. I do that a lot for my GMBs. Yeah, I answer on Facebook groups, and then if it gets into deep and I can actually add value, then I'll ask them to put a GMB 5-star comment.
Yeah, because I've been teaming
ahead.
up with Brent Maletta. So I've done some comments for him. He's done a few for me. It's like, yeah, he's a good guy up there.
Yeah,
With Mind Saw It, and
yeah, I like his stuff a lot, actually. Yeah, he's another guy that I would say that I've modeled some stuff after.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right.
And just confirm this is recorded, the session, and we can get it, because I'm obviously on staff with it.
So yeah, William asked me to record it. I recorded it to the cloud, and he will have it. I'm sure he'll cut the first part out of it, just because we were sitting here.
Yeah, because I think we just said a lot of stuff that's like.
Yeah, I missed half of it.
Yeah, he can deal with that. And like I said, I'm always available. So thanks again, and everyone have a great night wherever you are.
All right, you too, my friend.
Stay safe.
All right, y'all, take care.
Bye.